Hi everybody, thanks for pressing play on the video today. It is Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.com. I'm really excited to show you today's gorgeous project. Firstly, because I really love the box. I mean, how elegant and beautiful is that? I designed it to house a scarf, a little hand printed silk scarf that I bought for a friend that came in a pretty rubbish bag actually. I bought it from one of these artisan markets and they just folded it up and put it in a cheap plastic bag. So I thought a nice box would make that look so much prettier. It's a really good size box. It measures 6 by 6 by a good inch deep, so you can get a lot in there. But what I'm also excited about is the fact that it uses some brand new product that is coming our way on the 4th of January. That is when the brand new Spring Summer catalogue launches, and this gorgeous Dragonfly stamp set comes from there. So let's get on and I will show you how I made the beautiful box. Just before we start making actually, if you shop with me recently, you will have received one of these in the post, or you will receive one imminently. I posted them at the weekend, so they should be winging their way to you. I know some of you have got them already. If you haven't received one and would like to receive one, don't already have a demonstrator, you can get in touch, craftycarolinecreates@gmail.com, or there's a sign up link on my blog, craftycarolinecreates.com, where you can request one, and it will be my pleasure to pop one of these along with a celebration catalogue in the post to you. So now we've got that out of the way, let's get on and show you how I made the box. This one is in Very Vanilla and Early Espresso. And this is also a brand new ribbon, Very Vanilla, sort of satiny ribbon. But I thought rather than make the same one again, we try it in a different colourway. I haven't practiced the colourway, we shall see what happens. So we're going to go with Emerald Envy, just because I love Emerald Envy at the moment. And then we've also got some more Very Vanilla cardstock. So these measure 8 by 8, apart from the base measures just a smidgen less, so about 1/16 of an inch smaller than 8 by 8 inches, and we're going to start off by doing some stamping. So let me show you that gorgeous stamp set that we are going to use. It's called Dragonfly Dreams. This is the stamp we're going to use, this beautifully detailed dragonfly. It also has some sort of watercolour effects and some bees, and it is just beautiful. I'm going to be using this a lot, and look how gorgeous those fonts are. I've already mounted my stamp set up and I've got my Emerald Envy ink ready. But before we start stamping, I just want to show you, if you look on the example that I've given you, that I did before, can you see the tail of the dragonfly is a little bit bent? So what that means is when we come to use the die, there is a matching die for this. You see, it sort of doesn't cut the tail out very straight. So the best way to avoid that is if we get the dies, these are called Detailed Dragonfly Thinlits. And these are gorgeous, really beautiful. So you get some detailed sort of filigree dragonflies, and then these ones which are 5 little dragonflies interconnected and a little bee. I stopped gushing about those, but they are beautiful. This is the one we're going to use, but if you just put your stamp set on your block and then just make sure that the die fits over the stamp, which you can see it does perfectly there. The tail runs down the middle of the die. So that means when we come to cut it out, our butterfly is mounted perfectly and that tail is going to cut out really nicely. So firstly we're going to start on our 8 by 8 piece of Very Vanilla cardstock and some Emerald Envy ink. Okay, so just going to ink up our dragonfly. Oh, that's a lot of ink. I did just re-ink this. Might be a little bit juicy actually. Or a little bit juicy maybe. I did re-ink this and it looks like it's maybe a little bit inky, but we will persevere and see how we get on. So I'm just going to see if I can find my foam mat. If it's not to hand, we'll just go on it. But photopolymer stamp sets do work best with a bit of a foam mat underneath them. So what I'd recommend is we are just going to do a random pattern, as you know that I love to do. Actually, I'm going to stop and what I'm going to do is, should I stop or should I show you what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my bone folder, because my ink pad's a little bit juicy and it's not going to give me the lovely definition that this dragonfly deserves. I'm just going to use my bone folder to push some of the ink to the top of my ink pad. go and wash that off in a moment because we're going to need it. So just stamp that off a few times and then just ink it up again, and hopefully much better. It's a much more defined image, isn't it? Okay, just gonna pause. I'm gonna wash this off so I can use it in a sec. Okay, I'm back nice and clean. As you can see, that's a good tip. If you're ever not getting a really crisp image, can be because your ink pad is a little bit juicy, so just pushing that out of the way, pushing the ink out of the way can help that a lot. So as I said, we are going to do a random image all over this cardstock. Now what I recommend that you do is you start in the centre and work outwards. So I'm just going to start in the centre with a nice beautiful butterfly. You're gorgeous, okay? And then just rotate it and stamp down. Oh, didn't ink the corner of my butterfly very well there, did I? Let's see what we can do on there. And as I said, we are just going for a very random pattern. Still a little bit juicy, but I was a bit heavy-handed when I re-inked that one, obviously. Beautiful, but look how beautiful those butterflies are, and how easily this makes such a elegant designer series paper. Okay, I think we're kind of about getting there now, aren't we? Maybe one there, one there. And we are going to make a reinforced box so the edges don't matter too much, but I think that's enough stamping. Before I put the stamp away, I've just got a scrap of Very Vanilla, and we're going to ink this up, and then we're just going to stamp it down again, and this is the one we are going to die cut out to make our tag. Okay. So let's do that now before we start doing any folding and burnishing. So just slide in the big shot. Here it is. I have got on here my precision base paper. You don't need the precision base paper for this one, but I've been doing a lot of precision die cutting recently because this new Stampin' Up catalogue has some gorgeous detailed dies in. So I've been playing with those and using this plate, which is why it's on the big shot. So I have put that down. I'm going to use just a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place. Just bear with me while I grab that. Okay, can use a post-it note. I think a lot of people like post-it notes. I tend to have washi tape to hand more than I have post-it notes, so we'll use that, and let's wind it through, all the way through. There we go, and then all the way back. And that will then just pop out very nicely. There we go, push him out. Perfectly cut out by that matching die. So we'll keep that off to one side, ready for making our tag in a moment. But firstly, let's bring in the scoring board. There it is. Just pop that up so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. All of the dimensions, as always, will be on my blog, but we're going to start with our lid, and we're going to make a reinforced lid. So we're going to turn the paper over, and we're going to score it firstly at 3/8 of an inch. Oh, 3/8 of an inch, don't go off the paper like that. And then at 1 inch, okay? Turn it round, and we're going to do it again, 1/3 of an inch, sorry, 3/8 of an inch, and at 1 inch. 3/8 of an inch, oh, 3/8 of an inch there, and 1 inch, and 3/8 of an inch, and at 1 inch, okay? Then, as I said, we also have a piece of emerald envy cardstock. This measures just a tiny bit less than 8 by 8, and we're going to score this at 1 inch all the way around. Okay. There we go. Put our scoreboard away. We are done with that for the time being. And we are now going to fold and burnish all those score lines we have just made. Okay. I'm quite liking the green dragonflies actually. This was a sort of an untested colour, did I say that? Just one that I thought it'd be nice to try really, so we'll see what it comes out as. It also allows me to show you in a minute a really gorgeous new ribbon that is coming out around the same time. Okay. And let's do our base while we're at it. Now the base we are not going to reinforce. I'm just going to reinforce the lid so that when when we take it on and off, it just gives it a little bit more strength and a bit of a nicer finish as well, if I'm honest. The reinforcement just makes that look a little bit nicer. So now let's get our scissors and we'll do the base first because that is the simplest one. And this is the simplest sort of box you can make. So on each of the corners we are just going to cut up the score line like that. And then just very quickly just notch those out very slightly. Okay. And then a little bit of fuse. Fuse has got a dimensional stuck to it. There we go. And we're just going to put a little bit of fuse on the back underside of each of those little flaps that we've just made. Okay, and then we can just fold those up just like that. And we will make a nice little tray box base, okay? The top is a little bit more complicated, not that much more complicated, but a little bit more. So if we take one corner to begin with, what we want to do is we want to cut up across 1, 2 of the score lines, okay, so can you see that? Yeah. And then the same on the next score line, so we've made 2 flaps like that. The end flap we are going to cut off completely. And then this one we are going to cut off the bottom. So you've probably seen me do this before. So we've made sort of an inverted L shape. Just going to then snip off those 2 corners like that. Give them a bit of an angle. And then this little flap you are left with, we are going to chamfer that to make that into a little wedge. Okay. So we're going to repeat that on all 4 corners. So you can watch me do it again. So up past 2 score lines. Cut off the end bit like that and cut off the bottom, then chamfer out those 2 corners and make this into a little wedge. So we've got something just like that. Okay, I'll do it on this one again. Hopefully you're with me now as to what we are doing. And then our last one is just here. Feels a shame to be cutting off this gorgeous pattern actually. Look how beautiful this is. I'm a bit annoyed about that, but hopefully we can put the tag over there or something to hide it. Okay, now to fold this up, we need these 4 little wedge shaped tags that we have made. We are just going, oh, I forgot there and there. Oh, forgot to do this 2 there. Okay, so those little wedges that we've made, we are just going to put some fuse on the back of those. Now they are a little bit fragile, so don't tear them when you're using your fuse, like I just almost did on that one there, but saved it. So a bit of tumble on the back of those. And then just along this score line that we've made, I'm just going to also run my fuse along there. So this is like the opposite side to where we put our fuse. We put a fuse on the printed side here and then along the lines on these ones. Okay, I need to do this one as well. So have I done all 4? Nope, that one's not sticky. Then just fold it up like we did on the other box. So we're just folding up each of those wedges and sticking those down into place. So just like we did for the base, but you've got these 4 sticky edges. And we're just going to fold those over. Okay. Fold that over like that. There we go. This one in. Here we go, just like that. And then our last one is here. And just use your bone folder to stick those down. Make sure you get a nice seal. And that is our nicely reinforced lid, which we are ready to then, and it should, because we made that base that's that tiny bit smaller, should very easily fit on top. And it does. Look at those beautiful butterflies. Dragonflies. They are gorgeous, aren't they? Really pretty. I said I had some new ribbon to show you, and here it is. This is Taffeta Ribbon, and it's in Emerald Envy, and it has a little white edging. Yeah, really pretty. It's very narrow, 3.2 centimetres, and you get 9 metres on the reel. So we're going to wrap it around the box in the way that we did our first one. But before we do that, let's make our little tag. So to do that, I have oh, now I've lost my dragonfly we cut out earlier. Oh no, where's that gone? Right, let me show you what to do this, and then I'll try and keep looking for that dragonfly while we're talking. I bet he's fallen on the floor or something. Probably covered him up in something. Okay, so I've mounted my sentiment. This one I've got To a Wonderful Friend. The one I did previously was Enjoy Your Special Day. That would work for a wedding as well. I've just realised you could use that one very nicely for a wedding as well as a birthday, which was my intention. So let's ink that up. What I have is a little strip here. This measures about 3 inches by ½ an inch wide. I've just rounded the corner off using my corner rounder. You can see how it sort of gives like a circular end to it. And then I'm just going to, hopefully you can see it, just going to stamp that down. There we go, not the best stamping. Let me try again on the other side. Because I haven't got my full mat, hasn't it? There we go, but that's much better. See that? To a Wonderful Friend. And then what we need to do is layer this up under our butterfly, which seems to have gone missing. I keep saying butterfly, I mean dragonfly. Let me pause for a second and I'll find him. I couldn't find him, but I've cut another one out and somehow managed to completely cover myself in ink. Great stuff. So the way we are going to make this is we are going to mount our dragonfly in the centre of our cardstock like that, with our little tag sticking out underneath. I'm just going to trim that down a little bit so that we don't see too much of the cardstock sticking out under our butterfly. Just going to use some of these edge bits, dimensionals. Don't want to waste anything, do we? Okay, so the butterfly is going to go straight, and our wonderful U is going to come out at an angle like that. So let's put another couple of dimensionals on the middle of my dragonfly. Do I keep saying butterfly? Why do I keep saying butterfly? I apologise for that. Dragonfly. You of course won't have that on the back. I'll cover that up before I give it to my friend. Or I think the AliExpress one's going to go to my friend, so this will be in stock for somebody else's birthday, because they are just beautiful, aren't they? Okay, To a Wonderful Friend. Gonna punch a hole through this end of the tag. I mean, the tag is just beautiful on its own, isn't it? You could wrap something up in brown paper and just use that as a beautiful gift tag. Then we're going to take this ribbon that I talked about earlier, thread this through. Okay. And we're going to start in this corner. What do we want to hide? We want to cover up this bit of mess that I made, didn't we? So let's go underneath with the ribbon like that. So where we didn't stamp very well, we can hide that with our ribbon. So it's going to go over there. So it goes over and under to come around this side. Snip that off. I do like Emerald Envy. I'm glad we've got another Emerald Envy ribbon to replace the Christmas ones that obviously are just about to retire. But pull that taut. How's that looking? Oh, not too bad for a bow on camera, is it? We got there in the end. But I just think that is a really, really lovely gift box. And I just love this dragonfly motif. Maybe we flip that around. Maybe something like that. Really, really pretty. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the stamp set. I really, really like this stamp set. As I said, it will be available from the 4th of January. And if you'd like to order, you can do that at craftycarolinecreates.com. Okay, thanks for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.